Hi! Welcome to my new video. If you're new here, hi, I'm Lex. And today I wanted to give you a little compilation video of every entrance I've ever toured. So if you want to see all of the entrance ideas I've featured in the past, this is the idea for you, all in one place for convenience, and I hope you find some inspiration and joy in this. Let's go! Right off the bat, you come out into a beautiful, foresty, overgrown area. It kind of reminds me of the vibe of Antilia, but there's so much more decor here that's so beautiful. The garden wagons in different colors, the spooky tower turned around so that it's just a pile of pumpkins. Everything is so well done. Also, look at this cute little picnic space. It's so cute, making the entrance super welcoming, and you can see how the creator has kind of placed down the light dirt path, the in-game light dirt path, with a custom grass path over it, which is super clever because it looks like the light dirt path is the custom, like it's the one that's winding through, but it's really the grass that is the custom path, and I just think that's really creative. It lets you put actual custom designs on the dirt path itself, which adds a lot of texture, and it just looks really nice. Also, the Cosmo on the ground, genius. I'm going to try to show you all how close each one is to resident services, so as you can see, that one was pretty close. Next up, we have this lovely island at sunset. I was obsessed with the colors here, all of the blue, purple, pink vibes. Everything was just so lovely, and the water terraforming here was incredible. I imagine the flyover is also really nice to see. You can also tell from here how close resident services is. You can see my little Luna's bed in the top right corner. So this is a really good island if you need inspo for, you know, an entrance that's pretty close to resident services. I know a lot of people have airports that are really close, and I'm going to try to include a good mix of islands in this video so that you can get inspo whether your airport is close to or far from resident services. Check out this super cute flag on the next island. I think this is another really good example of an airport that is pretty close to resident services. As you can see, you cross the bridge and you're practically standing on the plaza, and it looks so cute. Anyway, I love that there's waterscaping here, a seating area. It's very full and welcoming despite the fact that resident services is so close. Also, I loved this duck here. Definitely my best friend now. I love it. I think it's precious. I also think this entrance is a really good example of a spring entrance. We've got white, yellow, and pink as the primary colors in this area, and it all looks so good, so cohesive, so well done to this creator. I just think this is overall a brilliant entrance. I also love that it's in cherry blossom season because the pink trees add a really nice touch to the area overall. Now to look at an entrance where the resident services is a little bit further away, but still kind of close. We've got this beautiful kind of towny vibe. I love this. I think the custom designs on the panels are great. And also, if you missed it, we're gonna have 50 more custom design slots now. So if you've been meaning to do some kind of similar design, you can do it and it's gonna fit in your custom design slots. Overall, I really loved the vibe here. I thought it was really nicely done. All of the colors were, again, very cohesive. The brown vibes, brown and green, are the dominating colors here, and I loved the mix of flowers. There were a lot of white flowers, black flowers. It was just super nice to see. Also, look at how cute this little waiting area is. You've got your rover's briefcase and a book while you wait on your airplane. Everything about this was just so precious. The waterscaping too was really nice to look at. I suspect this is another island that has a really pleasing flyover. But this is about kind of a middle ground. Resident services is close, but not so close that you can't fit some terraforming. This island, I was immediately blown away by the flag. Look at how dynamic that is. Look at the layers in that flag. The design is just amazing. I also thought it was super unique how this entrance was structured. We've got Nook's Cranny right here at the front, and this little like centerpiece with the street lamp is so well done. It gives me Narnia vibes, but in the spring, and I loved the flower arrangement around it. This entrance was fairly far from resident services. As you can see, they were able to fit both of their shops here, which is really nice. And I just really love the furniture they use. I feel like it's not often seen at the entrance, so very creative, very well done. Here is resident services. Yeah. I really like the spacing here. I think there's enough room for everything that it doesn't feel cluttered. It feels like a very nice open entrance. I also wanted to capture several different kind of themes in my video, and I thought this one was a good fit because it's like an old city vibe. I love the custom stone here, and it's really nice having this straight path leading forward. You've got a clear way to go, a little intersection just to enter the map, and it looks so good. I also loved this little like greenhouse slash plant shop right to the left of resident services. I thought that was so cute. And resident services is surprisingly close to the entrance here, even though it feels far away. The creator of this island used this little patch of trees to the left in a really like clever way, because it feels like resident services is so far from the airport, but it's really not. It's pretty close. Overall, I just thought this was so cute. And next, I went to one of the most like whimsical islands I've ever seen. It was so cute, so colorful. I loved the pathing. Everything was just so unique. And this entrance was interesting to me because it branched off in two directions. It was like a little fork in the path right off the bat. So on one side there's the museum, and on the other, Nook's Cranny. And it all just fits so well together. All of the cliffs and everything are so well done, well spaced, and the destination signpost really just tied the whole area together for me. I thought this was a really nice entrance, very different from the other ones we've seen so far and from any that I've done in the past. So I really loved it. I thought this was great. The next island I visited had a lovely sunset vibe going on, and again, so colorful and beautiful, especially at this time of day. The colors were really popping and it was so lovely. All of the flowers were just beautifully placed, and I love the mushroom items near the entrance. I love that they're the red and white variations, because I feel like because my islands are usually very natural, I always go for the white or the ordinary mushrooms, and I don't know, I just love these here. The red in this area is just perfectly done. This one was pretty far from resident services, so there was a lot of space to work with, and I think the creator did it very well. There's a clear path, and also look at this beautiful flower garden. I just had to mention it before I left. It's so good. Now we go from sunset to sunrise. I loved this island as well, a very natural entrance. It feels kind of like an abandoned wait area, like now there are just plants and leaves everywhere and it's just abandoned, overgrown. I love that the creator was also walking around in this one, very interested in the video content today. I think the colors here work very well. The brown, green, orange, yellow, all of it looks so good together, and I don't know, this time of day is so calming. I love the way the light hits the tree, and it's just lovely and welcoming as you want your entrance to be. I also thought it was super creative how this creator connected their entrance to resident services with little hop areas. Very cute. Back to sunset we go, and I was super blessed to run into Tangy here on this island. EJ, as always, I'm reminded of you. I hope you see this and enjoy the cameo of your queen. I loved the colors here, the fruit trees and the cherry blossom trees, just a beautiful combo. Also, the festival lamp in the back, amazing. I think everything looks so good here. The lighting is just ethereal, especially with the star fragment on the ground. Very well placed. I am obsessed with this island. Also, just to note, if you want to visit any of the islands in the video, when the creator is comfortable with it, I do share the dream address in the description, so make sure you check that out and check out the creators of these islands, whom I've tagged in the description. This is another example of a resident services that's kind of middle ground, not super close, but not super far, and the construction of this area is just very well done. Also, look at this little picnic setup. Big fairy vibes here, and I really loved it. I believe this island is like early morning, so we've got a nice back and forth going on. Also obsessed with the flag, very fitting for the island called Catland. This airport was very far from resident services, so as you can see, there was a lot of room for really spacious terraforming, which I adored. Also, the green airport looks so good here. I loved this entrance because it was an opportunity for a different perspective. As you can see, we're kind of panned down with the camera here, looking forward directly, and it looks amazing. I love those custom panels and the way the bottom half is kind of hidden with the bench, hedges, garden wagons. It was very cleverly done. I wanted to run back through the area to resident services because I think the terraforming there is really well done. The waterscaping especially. The waterfalls just looked fantastic. And again, this is a very straightforward one. It was super easy to find resident services and the entrance one to the other. So a great entrance, truly. Next, I journeyed to a fellow YouTuber's island. It was a very elegant entrance, very grand, magnificent. Those are the words that came to mind. All of the statues, I can't imagine how long it took to collect these. Even if you do it through like Treasure Islands or Nookazon, this is a lot of statues to fit into one area, so major respect. I also loved the blue vibes here, the water along with the shrubs and the blue, the emperor models. It was great. Everything was so well put together. And this was, again, a middle ground. Resident services was fairly close to the airport, but as you can see, Teal Hawk managed to fit so much terraforming and just so much goodness into this area. Also, the blue airport, very fitting. We love to see it. We love to see a cohesive island. The vibes were truly immaculate, and you know I adored seeing my favorite statue, the beautiful statue, being represented. If you're looking for spring inspiration, now that we've finally got green grass on our islands and we're getting well into March, I think this island is a really good place to start. Everything was so well done. You know I love yellow flowers. I've started to really use them everywhere on Antilia, and they just look great here, mixed with all of the green custom designs, the weeds. It all just looked so good. I also loved the terraforming here. It was very dynamic, and this resident services was pretty close to the airport, but the creator managed to fit so much in here, and I think it all looked very, very amazing. Also, the yellow mush lamp, however you want to say it, that is a splendid touch. I thought it was very beautiful, as well as the little tulip on the table. Everything just felt so well thought out. It felt like every detail was intentional. On this next island, I was super impressed by the beautiful garden at the entrance. It fit really well with the green airport, and the pathing, the custom borders just looked great here. I love how the garden is kind of like a gradient diagonally. It just looks so good. I had to run through it, even though I kind of cringed at myself because every time, even if I'm walking, I feel like I'm gonna mess up the flowers, which wouldn't even matter because this is a dream address, but I digress. This area was so calming. The outdoor bath, the two butterfly models, and they were different, so that added an interesting level of asymmetry that I thought just looked really beautiful here. Also, the pink holiday candles, I don't think I've ever seen them used before, and they look amazing. 12 out of 10. This whole area was just beautiful. I loved how the pathing was done with the circles leading elsewhere. And then this is another example of a pretty far resident services. I had to walk a pretty good ways to get to resident services. This is the last island I visited, the beautiful afterglow, and I mean, I was stunned by this entrance. It is absolutely phenomenal. Look at that. You can see the house kind of over a lake, and it's not super often that you see the house so close to the airport, the resident representative's house, I mean. And I really love this little like welcoming plaza here with the stools and the table. It all looks so well put together. The custom design is top notch. Everything looked great. I also love that it was during cherry blossom season because this island has such a calming vibe, and the little cherry blossoms falling just really add to that. They really enhance the whole vibe of the island. On either side of the entrance, you can see Lucy's incorporated the villager houses, which I thought was a creative way to keep them structured and near the front. Super easy if you're gifting your villagers or anything like that. So that was kind of 2-in-1. You get entrance plus neighborhood ideas. Look at this first entrance. I had to come here first. Look how beautiful it is. I love the layering with the cliffs and the fact that there's mostly just the one cliff level. I feel like I can never make that work. I always have to do 2, but it's so cute here. We have a little hop river space. The pathing is gorgeous. All of the furniture feels so natural to the area, and resident services is pretty close here. So I think this creator did a fabulous job of filling the space up and making it feel distant, even though resident services and the airport are right beside each other. I know it's really difficult for a lot of us to decorate when res services is right here, but take this as inspo because it is beautiful. I feel like I've been seeing so much creativity with road designs lately, and this island is no exception. Check out this road. It feels like a rural country road that leads to resident services. I am just really stunned by how it curves. This is so well done. It also like filters into a different path over here. Again, resident services isn't too far away, but there's definitely room here for a lot of design. Look at the road curvature. Look how cool that is. It's like a windy back road, definitely fitting this autumn vibe we've got going on the island as well, and I just thought this was so well done. I feel like this would take me forever to put together, but good job. I had the pleasure of visiting this incredibly unique theme. This island is based off of Chernobyl, so we've got kind of an abandoned, kind of dark aesthetic going on, very abandoned industrial, we can say. So they have this building right here at the entrance, definitely giving off uncared for, dilapidated aesthetic, and I am living for it. I also love the abundance of trees, like nature is reclaiming this area. Look at all of this vegetation right here at the entrance, and then this one had a very far resident services, so you climb this incline and go down this one, and it is centered with the resident services plaza, so that's a cool way. If your resident services isn't centered with the airport, you can still make it work by centering other things with resident services. This was just very beautiful to me. Next up, we had another autumn island, very timely if you were watching this as it's released, as we are deep in November, but I thought this was absolutely stunning. Here at sunset especially, it looked so beautiful, and I love the unique way the creator used this pathing, how it's kind of broken up. It has even the flower growing out of the bricks. We do still have this kind of nature reclamation vibe, which I love. Didn't even realize that when I put these two islands beside each other in the queue. But look at all of this. I love these road designs. I like seeing how people connect resident services in other ways as well when I look at entrances, especially how close this one is to the airport. I know a lot of you are looking for inspiration for including the new items in your entrance, and I felt like this was a cool and simple way to do it. This creator went with roads for their island, and so they were able to incorporate things like the luxury car, the crosswalk, the new street lamps of various types. They also used hedges to make these two separate sections, so there's bike rental as well as a cafe. I thought that was super neat, and even the donation box at the front that I just messed with and then walked away from. I was also very entertained by the fact that you can turn on the car headlights and turn them back off. I am just incredibly mature. Incredibly so. I also wanted to show a range of themes in this video for entrances, and so I loved this one. It's got kind of a mix of tropical and jungle aesthetic for me. I think this is so beautiful. The bridge right at the front, I feel like this bridge is so underused in general, so I love seeing it on these jungly islands. I also think it's notable how close resident services is. But this creator made it feel so far away just with this simple cliff barrier and the bridge. It makes it feel like there is so much more space than there is between resident services and the airport. This next entrance had so much going on. First of all, I thought it was so cool how the creator managed to put a bridge on a cliff right in front of the entrance. Like, wow. But also the fact that the entrance isn't even really centered around the airport. It's just got this winding pathway that goes through and goes past the airport. And I mean, there are things like this feels like a little welcome center for the island. So, you know, obviously this is structured as an entrance. I just think it's cool that the path sort of winds through. It doesn't lead from the entrance, it just kind of goes past the little airport dock. I also love that there was a villager house so close to the airport, and this little villager has a bakery, so it's kind of like you're being welcomed to the island here. I thought it was so gorgeous. Overall, there was so much going on in this entrance, so much furniture placed, so many different paths being incorporated. I also loved that the gifts the creator left out were alternating color here. Very nice earthy tones. This resident services was very far away from the airport, and I just loved how much fit here. Another very creative thing to do with your entrance is to add a shop or some other building right here at the front. I don't know if I've ever seen an island that had Able Sisters so close to the airport. I also love that, again, we're getting to see so many of the new items from the update, from the bistro table to the little plant partition and planter box. It was all so cute and so fitting, and just definitely aesthetic and fitting for Able Sisters. This next island knocked me out. It was so stunning and cute. I loved the custom pathways that were used here, the little borders for the stone path. Very Kidcore and precious. Also loved how vibrant that monkey villager is. But look at how cute this is. The resident services plaza is fairly close to the airport. There's definitely room for like terraforming and stuff if the creator had wanted to do that. But look at these two little intersections. Wow. I just loved this aesthetic so much, and it definitely makes me want to do Kidcore yet again. A theme we haven't seen yet in this video is elegant core, and a look at this elegant core town. The street lamps with the little flower baskets, just precious. And I loved that the gazebo made a view right at the front. This one also had a very distant resident services. I was loving the way buildings were created with plants and building facades. I mean, how cool is this? We have another little plaza here that's centered with the resident services area, and look at this. Look at me go under the pergola. And before any of you comment, pergola is the American pronunciation. I know a lot of you say pergola. Thank you. I just thought this was so pretty, and yeah, I want to do an elegant core island now too. I want to do all the islands. Up next is a very different example for putting buildings right at your entrance. Look how cool Blathers' tent looks here, especially at night in the rain. I love how this creator goes about creating illumination in general on their islands, but this one is just so stunning so far. I loved this entrance. I thought it was so well done. I mean, look at the little glowing lamps and the Nova lights, even the moss. This was just so cool, and I don't know, kind of spooky too with the tent right here. Very creative use of Blathers' tent as opposed to upgrading and having the full museum. If you want to put your terraforming hat on, I thought that this island was a brilliant example of just how creative you can get with your cliff and waterscaping. I mean, look at this. Look at how winding this pathway is, and it leads all different directions. You can get to different spaces on the island with this pathway. I loved the waterfalls right here at the front, definitely showcasing this creator's talent, their passion for their island. Look at this little tent back here. I thought this was so precious. Again, this creator is fortunate in that they have a far away resident services. I mean, fortunate to me, I prefer far away resident services. But yeah, I thought this was so well done. The terraforming was so unique. This was another very unique theme from a fellow Animal Crossing YouTuber. This island is laundry themed. It's called Sudsy Cove, which I thought was precious, but look at how much we're fitting in right here. I thought this entrance was super unique in that it was so open on the right while the left was kind of barred with cliffs, and look at these custom designs on the ground. Also, the number of items that fit here, it was incredible. I feel like resident services was kind of medium distance in this one. It was like very average distance from the airport. So a good example, a good average example of what you can do. I don't even know how to describe this theme, but I know that this island was just beautiful. I love this gazebo, how bright and white it is. It really counters the surroundings, how we have like the dark brown castle walls here. And these flower arrangements too. I loved the colors that were chosen for this. They were so bold and vibrant, really made the entrance on this island pop, I think. It was such a huge courtyard at the entrance because yet again we have a very far resident services. So you have to follow this pathway, and resident services was like a good distance away. It was like very back on the island and to the right from the airport. But look at how stunning this is. Just, I was blown away, like absolutely speechless at how pretty this was. And I just had to showcase this island because aside from the fact that the decor is amazing, look at Sylvana here watching us go, also the wind. Look how the wind is blowing the confetti from the confetti machine. I didn't know that it would affect confetti that way, but it looks so cool going out over the waterfall. Wow. Anyway, I had to showcase this because in addition to how beautiful it is just to look at, how beautiful the terraforming is, this entrance is so close to resident services, but you would never guess it. Just looking at this, just appreciating the view here, you would never guess how close it is, but look at this. The airport is right here and you can see resident services from the airport entrance, despite all of this decor. But the way they've separated it is so creative. You have to walk around in kind of like a horseshoe to get to resident services. It's completely separated from the airport, even though they are super close together. That was so cool to me. I can't imagine how long that took to like plan out and get right. It just looks so good, so beautiful. Our first entry of the day, it's got rainforest vibes going on. I love that it's actually raining today. It's just a beautiful entrance. I love the winding pathway, and I feel like I've seen this before, but I didn't really look at the water before when it was raining. Look at all of the individual raindrops. How cool is that? I thought that was just beautiful. It really adds to the ambiance, I think, of this entrance. I also think that the creator did a really great job of staggering trees, making it feel really lush with the wheat field, the wheat crop, the flowers. I love that there are different colors coming into play here. And I even ran into some homies on the island. Look at our queens. I can't remember the mouse's name, but Lolly. Up next, we've got this gorgeous island again. I am obsessed with the use of color here. The purple is everything, and this island is called Wisteria, so makes sense, doesn't it? I think that this is a grand entrance. I love bringing terraforming right up to the airport. I think it makes just a really dramatic introduction to your island, you know, to have this walkway right at the front and then this centerpiece that this creator has made. Absolutely impeccable. I just think this is gorgeous, and 12 out of 10 would live here. I also think that it's impressive how they managed to fit all of this in when I think the airport is pretty close to resident services. It's beautiful. I wanted to give you all a quick glance at the beautiful island flag, but look at this terraforming right at the entrance. We have some mini islands. There's a bridge, which is beautiful. I love using the wooden Zen bridge for creating sorts of views, especially this way over a waterfall, you know, where there's a view in front of it too. We've got this beautiful gazebo island, the trees, everything is just, it's stunning. I also love the use of the complementary colors. We've got a lot of blue and orange here, which works so well together. They definitely vibe. And then we've also got these black flowers. I am a big fan of the ruined furniture, so it was really cool to see this entrance. Also, they had Brucedoid right here as like the door greeter for the island. Loved that. But I feel like the ruined furniture is kind of underrated. I was super excited about it in the 2.0 update, but haven't used it much yet, so I love to see builds that successfully incorporate it. It's super aesthetically pleasing here. I also appreciated the use of the green wheat fields. I feel like I always forget that there are different customizations for the wheat field, which, if you're still confused about the wheat field, it is an item, not the wheat crop. So you need to figure out when your Nook's Cranny is selling the wheat field, you won't be able to just plant it. Anyway, I think this entrance did a great job of introducing the theme of the island. Another great entrance is this one with this bright tropical feel to it. I thought this was another beautiful example of a majestic entrance, a very grand entrance. We've got these parallel waterfalls with the bushes planted there that are beautiful. They really frame the area well. We've got Lily walking around. She's this island's door greeter. She's incredible. And I really like the use of custom designs here. I did some adventuring. I think the terraforming and the placement of the items, the furniture here at this entrance, is super impressive and really well constructed. This was just a beautiful space. You know at this point in the video that I really appreciate some good terraforming, and check out this island's go at it. I thought that this island was again stunning. It really took my breath away. I love the water right here, creating a little hop space for you to get from the airport to resident services, and I was just shocked at how well this creator managed to handle a resident services that's super close to the airport. I mean, this is what, 10 blocks maybe? And they fit in so much terraforming, so many trees and everything. It feels so full and so lush, and that is truly a feat to accomplish here, considering how close everything is. I think they did a beautiful job. I love exploring different themes in these videos, and I was so happy to find this sort of abandoned Kidcore aesthetic from a fellow YouTuber. This island, just so well constructed. The way everything fits together so nicely is amazing. I loved having this crosswalk right at the entrance. It's like a Kidcore city aesthetic, and I loved all of the furniture that this creator managed to fit in. I also love the alternating fences. We've got the iron fence, and I think it's called the park fence, but don't quote me on that. They look so good together, the blue and the yellow, and it's just so bright, so happy. This is truly a welcoming and stunning entrance. I would definitely like to come and live here. It is adorable. This next island made me so nostalgic. The creator mentioned that they love to trade with other players, and so they wanted to bring that into their entrance with this free DIY stand. How nostalgic is that? For those of you who have been playing for a couple of years now, that was so popular when the game first came out, and I love to see it in these recently created islands. It's just, wow. Really takes you back. I also loved the little insect placement. I think it's a cricket in the little basket there. There's a donation box. I think that's also cute for the free DIY station. And once again, we've got a creator who managed to fit in some really beautiful terraforming really close to the airport. This area connects to all sorts of things on the island. This island is called Nargles, and if you don't recognize the reference, this is a Harry Potter themed island. We've got the Nargles stand on the right. I think this is so well done. We're getting London for sure in this like old city aesthetic. It's beautiful. I love the way the creator made the buildings here, and it's like chaotic and messy, but still feels like a clean, happy city. I just thought this was really beautiful for an entrance. We immediately get this grand view to appreciate. I love a good creative take on an entrance, and this person put their house right at the entrance. I love it when people do that. It's so convenient if you do play Animal Crossing heavily and you go back and forth to the airport a lot. Having your house right here at the airport is just a lifesaver. I would know, as someone who used to trade obsessively on Nookazon. I thought this was so well set up. I love the colors that are going on here, the red of the house contrasting with the more neutral tones around it, the greens, the beiges. It's just really a beautiful setup, I think, and a very calming introduction to the island itself. I also really appreciated the white picket fence touch. A very classic yard vibe. I was, again, shaken when I visited this island. I think this is so cute. We have a resort-themed island here, and right outside the airport is this airport setup. We've got arrival and departure, we've got directions to baggage claim, there's a phone booth, there's luggage everywhere. I thought that was so creative and fun. I've always wanted to do this sort of thing, like, We love to see this island's flag. I love this creator's take on an entrance. You immediately come into this beautiful meadow. We've just got a flower field here, complete with windmills. There's also a villager living nearby. It's Lolly. How lucky would you have to be to live on the verge of a meadow like this? I just thought it was a gorgeous setup. I think the flowers are arranged really well. Like, it does achieve a random look, which I think that's what the creator was going for. It definitely is pulled off here. Everything looks so natural and just pretty. I also love the fruit trees kind of dotting the background. They're a really nice touch. This was truly a stunning and creative entrance. I appreciate how this creator took advantage of the fact that their resident services was so close to the airport, and they made their entrance a little market area. You can come right in and enjoy this street market. I also love the custom designs in use here. The cracks in the ground especially were really impressive, and there's even a Tim Hortons. It's Tim, right? Tim Horton. I've never been to a Tim Hortons. I'm not Canadian, but I do appreciate this. I think this is super cute. I love the colors in play. I love the time of day, so we can really appreciate the illumination coming from the street lights, the bamboo shoot lamp. It was all so pretty. I didn't even realize that the medieval building sides had lights that actually lit up, but you can see it so well here. And then the dropped book, the manhole cover, all of this I thought was beautiful. And I love these 3 street lamps here at the very front with like the leaf banners. Oh my goodness, this was beautiful. Contrasting that very urban feel that we just saw, I think this island is a brilliant example of a rural town entrance. I love this road. It's like overgrown. There's stuff in the road like the clothesline. We've got old building facades, some rusty transportation stops. It's all really, really matching the ambiance of also the weather. The way it's like drizzly. I don't know. I thought this was a great aesthetic. Really love to see it. I also love these road custom designs, the like white chalk sort of vibe. This was one of my favorite entrances that I've seen. You're immediately integrated into the island. It's not dramatic or anything. It's just a smooth, natural introduction. A couple islands ago, I mentioned how much I appreciated the illumination, and that definitely stands true for this island, Night Bloom. It took my breath away. First of all, I'm really jealous that the southern hemisphere gets to see the lit up trees when it's like grass and not snow. They look so pretty with all the green, but all of these illuminated items were just stunning. Look at the moon up there. We've got mushroom lamps, dropped star fragments, a hyacinth lamp, garden lanterns. There's so much creating light, and I think this is such a beautiful time of day too, when the sky is more pinkish and purple than like a deep blue black. Just phenomenal timing, construction, very well done. I think entrances are so fun to see, so let's just go ahead and get started here with this island. This is a very tropical entrance. I love how they've created, this centered bridge in front of the airport. Resident Services is a little further away. I do mention that because a lot of people want to know how Resident Services, shapes up with the entrance. Resident Services here is a pretty good distance away, which is how they were able to create, this centered space. Resident Services itself isn't centered with the airport, but I love this vibe. I think it's beautiful. I love all the flowers, and I just love this custom design pathing. I think it's really pretty, and it matches up with the airport itself, I think, the planks here. So it's just really nice, and there are things to do on either side. We've got some boats, obviously. I just walked over to that other one on the dock. Lots of tropical vibes going on here, and I think it looks amazing. I love this water vibe too, where it looks like the water is coming up onto land. Just a very nice entrance to start with. Let's go to the next one. This entrance has a completely different vibe, but it is so cool and unique. This is like an abandoned biopunk futuristic city, radioactive, which explains the green mushrooms, the glowing moss. Everything is so cool here. We just happened to visit this island on stream the other day, so for those of you who are there, you might recognize this entrance, but I think this is so cool to see, a very unique theme to have, and it's just a very different take on an entrance. Like here we've got this wall put up. You're basically being warned away from the island, which is the opposite of our normal entrance. You know, you want your entrance to be welcoming usually. I love this one because it just turns that on its head. It's super creative. You already know I had to do a seasonal island, so here is a very Christmassy, very festive entrance. I love having a centerpiece right up front, and the fact that this is layered with terraforming makes it even more beautiful. So there's this to look at as you come in, but I also love the framing with these waterfalls and everything leading from the airport. It's just really beautiful, and the path is wide open. I feel like I often make mine very narrow paths leading from the airport, so this is just really nice to see. It's unique, it's festive, it has a very solid theme going on, and I think these are interesting flower colors to combine with a festive island, so I appreciate that as well. One more time for this centerpiece here. How beautiful. This next island, I love the city vibe going on right here at the front. There's even a little gift here. Oh my gosh. But this is super cute. I love the combination of the villager home being right here, our first little villager house, as well as Nook's Cranny being literally right here at the entrance. It's a very welcoming island. Like I said, that's what you'd expect from most entrances, and this one is so successful. I also love this little pond here. I don't know, I think it just handles this like towny slash city core vibe really well. I love this custom design too. This brick is like a mix of natural brick and very, you know, city core aesthetic. And I just think this is lovely. There's also some seasonal decor on this island here with this little plaza. I just think it's cute, and I love this time of year. This is early fall, I believe. This next island has blown me away. It is a very natural aesthetic going on here. Very, I don't know, it's giving swamp core to me. We've got some gifts at the front being guarded by these gyroids, which is so cute. But I just especially love the terraforming here right at the front. The pathing is very like disconnected and random, and it looks so beautiful that way. All of the different custom designs that factor into the ground, it's so beautiful. I don't know. I also love the arrangement going on here, the way the water separates some of the little land areas from each other. It looks amazing here. All of the furniture is on point and very natural, and the terraforming just continues. It looks amazing. Also, look at these gyroids. They're like fossils over here. Not to be dramatic, but this island is giving a fantasy novel for me. I love this autumn time. I love that it has a lot of Halloween details, these jack-o'-lantern items. Everything here is just amazing. I love this cracked brick flooring, or I guess pathing it would be a better term. I just think this is really well done, and it's so grand, like this entire build here, and it stretches for so long this way. Like there is so much going on. I love this entrance. I think it is dramatic, and it makes you feel like you're going on a quest. Like, I'm not kidding. When I first saw it, it literally reminded me of like Lord of the Rings. So I don't know, I just think it's really nice. I also love that you can see the trees through the doorway at this angle. It's just very pretty, and it leads forward into the island. It's amazing. 12 out of 10. I've got another festive one for you all. I don't know about you all, but I celebrated Christmas yesterday, and I'm not ready to give up the vibe. So these islands are really making me happy today. This entrance has a plaza right up front, a little seating area. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's reminding me of an airport entrance. You can come in, immediately get some snacks and drinks, some refreshments. I think this little luggage is such a cute detail here at the front. It is like you're just arriving at the island, so it feels like a very realistic entrance for a tropical island. I also love this area right here. The symmetry going on here is really nice. The grates are such a great detail. a detail. I'm so sorry, but this is just so cute, and it does lead into resident services. I just think this is very beautiful, a very nice entrance. I must say, this island is so phenomenally gorgeous. I am shocked, but I love this entrance. I think it is adorable, and right here we've got Dodo Hotels. Are you looking at this? I am, oh my gosh, I just love it. This is like a tropical island. It's giving tropical resort vibes, so I think it's so smart to have, you know, little Dodo hotels right here. The Dodos do have a monopoly on travel services on our island, so I think it makes sense that they'd have their own little hotel. I love the colors going on here, the little like entrance here where you can sit, but you can also get info pamphlets, oh my gosh, what is it called? Airplane. The little airplane model. Everything is adorable. They have like a little welcome lobby here. You can come and sit. I just think this is precious, and I love their roadways. Everything is arranged so perfectly. I just think this is super clever. I don't know. I love this island so much. Ooh, I've just been sitting here battling a sneeze, but if you can't already tell, this island is so cool. This entrance is so nice. I love this. This incline leading up to dual bridges is so cool, but also just the symmetry going on. It's got like shrine vibes happening, and you can actually jump across here, and there's like a little plaza in front of resident services. So as you can see, there's this little plaza area. This is how I got to the entrance originally. I think this is so well done. The terraforming here is really nice. It's really satisfying to look at. It's everything you could want in an entrance, in my opinion. And again, I just love this symmetry happening with the bridges. This is so cool. Bridges that are placed together like this in general are just really nice, but here at this entrance especially, it makes for a very majestic, very grand entryway into someone's island. So I think this is a lovely idea, utilizing any spare inclines and bridges you may have to create a nice view at the very front of your island. There is one final island that I wasn't able to visit, but that I wanted to mention anyway because it is super beautiful too. We've got this like mixture of natural and city core going on. I love the way the terraforming comes into frame this entrance plaza pictured. It's just so beautiful, and I wish I could have visited in person. Well, I guess virtually in person, but this is an adorable one. Again, a lot of symmetry going on. I love the park fountain in use here, and it seems a common theme for our entrances today was benches right at the front. So, you know, you want to make your guests feel welcome and bring them and give them somewhere to sit. Had to start with this incredibly cute one. So you come out of the airport and it's set up like an actual airport. Flight A this way, flight B this way if you want your baggage, you know, head to baggage claims. Look at this. They've even got a little conveyor belt with a plushie. I mean, I don't know about what you guys are bringing, but I'm bringing a plushie on my flights. I think it's great as a substitute pillow. Here's a luggage case too. Loving the detail here, the custom designed pathing, the fact that you can come and immediately get some refreshments or, you know, exchange your money. Maybe you're in a foreign country and you need new currency. Whatever you may need. It's also very close to resident services. I thought that was really cool. It's always cool to see some inspiration for pretty close resident services areas. And then also there's a little stall here for picking up maps, little brochures. They're all out right now, but I think that's adorable. What a cute little way to introduce your island. Up next, what a beautiful time of day. This island has some strong tropical vibes. I thought it was really cool that this entrance had a little villager home right off to the left. It's kind of like they're here to greet you just as you arrive. And then also the fact that there's water so soon was really cool to me. We've got like this winding river. You can head up this incline and head towards resident services. There's another villager home up here. They're living close to the airport. You know, the property was so much cheaper before the airport came in. They're being very smart about their investments. I just think this is a really well done entrance. I love the colors, the flowers, the lushness. It just looks stunning. I don't know what the overall theme for this island is, but I love this like farm court entrance we have. I think it's so cute. There are some crops, some wildlife even with the little bunnies that are around. I just thought this was such a calming and natural entrance as I was walking through. Also, the custom designs are so pretty. This is another entrance where resident services is pretty close. I know it can be closer, but I think when it's this close, it is nice to get some inspiration for how other players have managed to fill this space and kind of use cliffs and all to separate the airport from resident services. You don't come in and immediately see resident services, even though it is so close. Okay, everyone shut up. I know I say that every video. You can actually be very loud about this, because look at how adorable this entrance is. It's so bright and vibrant, very Kidcore. I love this courtyard in the middle here, separating the airport from resident services, and I also appreciate that it is directly in line with the airport. There is a direct line, it's symmetrical, going all the way down. It's literally just a straight shot from the airport to resident services. That is so satisfying. I don't know. I'm loving all the pink. I love that it's in cherry blossom season, so even the like vegetation is very bright and happy. This is just so cute. I love it here. This is actually so sick. I am crying. You might already recognize this as a recreation of the beginning of Spirited Away. It's an iconic film from the early 2000s, animated. It's a Studio Ghibli movie, and it is so good. This is... wow. It looks just like it did in the movie, bro. That is so cool. And then it's just well designed enough that you can't see how to get out from this area, but it's over here. There's a little incline leading out. Isn't that, oh my gosh. I love to see this sort of design. It's so well done. And actually on the other side, you can barely see it, but that's resident services. So, you know, another very close resident services. If you want some inspiration, you could just literally wall it off right here. Boom. Can't even see it. We've got some warmer colors happening on this island. I think this is stunning. A very simple but very, like, well terraformed area. Like, it's basically just a path with a bridge up to resident services, but the creator has added so much design flair with these waterfalls, with the river. It just looks amazing. I think this is fantastic. I also do just love the warmer colors here. We've got this like autumn theme happening. The scooter right by resident services is super cute. This is just really nice. It's so aesthetically pleasing. I love the theme happening on this next island. It's like a natural island that's being slowly taken over by construction, it feels like to me. So there's lots of scaffolding here at the entrance. There's like fences holding back nature here. I just love that combination of the city and the natural elements. So just to the right of the airport here, we've got this beautiful little walkthrough with the Tory gates. Absolutely amazing. I think these are so lovely, and again, I just really like the city vibe right here at the entrance. You immediately have a little crosswalk. Someone's been skating here. Side note, I wish our characters could get on the skateboard. I also think it's cool that Nook's Cranny is right here at the entrance. Very convenient. You can stop through, go shopping, then, you know, fly out. It's what Taylor Swift would do. Besties, big news. I was absolutely shocked as I was walking through this island because resident services was so far from the airport. I think this island has the same map layout as Lotus Reef. And look at the flag. Isn't that adorable? But yeah, I think me and this creator have a little matching maps. Look at us. I think this is stunning. Such a gorgeous use of the space here. I love the colors, the white and green, the brown. It's very natural. And then I thought it was really cool to use the museum right in front. I don't think I've ever seen it done like this, with the storefronts as building facades kind of, and then also just the Blather's tent instead of the actual built museum. That means that had to be planned from the beginning. You can never move the museum if you place it as Blather's tent. So that's so cool. I think it's really nice to have it so close to the entrance, especially since it does match the color story of the island so well. This is just stunning. I love how lush and natural it feels, but there's also plenty of life going on, especially with this little gyroid. Up next is an island you might recognize because it's by my fellow content creator and dear friend, Katie Cozy Way here on YouTube, which, by the way, I'll be putting Katie's YouTube as well as the other creators' social media and dream addresses in the description if you'd like to go and check them out. But this island is stunning. I thought it was really unique in that the entrance is open to a road that's already going by. It almost just feels like the airport is a stop along the way, whereas I feel like most of us tend to make the airport like a focal point. The entrance is its own little area. This kind of brushes it off. It's like, hey, on your way to the store, you can stop by the airport, you know? I think that's realistic. I think it's cool. And again, I think it's very unique. I also like that the shop is right here, the little Able Sisters shop. I'm also just realizing there's a moon up there. cute. And I think fitting that just beside the airport is a little retro transportation stop so you can catch the bus here, you know? Very convenient. This is beautiful, Katie. Thank you for sharing. Last but certainly not least, we've got this gorgeous island. First of all, I love this little tile here. But you come in and it does kind of remind me of an airport or some kind of, you know, transportation. So if you come in, there's an ABD, there's a place where you can call. It's super cute and a little waiting area. I think it's cool that Able Sisters is right here at the edge too, and it's just so clean and welcoming and inviting. I think it looks amazing. I also love the waterscaping happening around. You come in and you can immediately see some of the tropical allure of the island, also someone's skull. So if you were into, you know, murder mystery, some true crime, maybe this is the island for you. It's all jokes, but thank you all so much for hanging out today. I hope you're all inspired, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!